Ready to turn your Switch into the ultimate 16-bit time machine? We're diving into the pixel-perfect titans that defined the golden age. From hand-drawn Neo Geo chaos to neon-soaked Capcom brawlers, these are the legendary titles that once swallowed your quarters, now reborn with anywhere, anytime portability. Whether you're chasing nostalgia or discovering why these sprites still dominate, grab your controller. These are the 13 essential 16-bit masterpieces on the Switch. Let's go.
Heavy machine gun.
Forget war is hell. In this game, war is a beautifully animated, chaotic, hand-drawn cartoon masterpiece. You aren't just shooting pixels here. You're witnessing the absolute zenith of 2D sprite artistry from the legendary SNK team. Every single frame in Metal Slug was meticulously drawn by hand, from the way a soldier's helmet pops off when he's startled, to the intricate frame-by-frame mechanical shivering of a multi-story tank as it takes damage. It's a run and gun that rewards your curiosity. Shoot a random piece of background scenery, and you might find a hidden roast chicken for points, or a heavy machine gun that shreds the screen in a hail of lead. It's loud, it's sweaty, and it captures a specific brand of 90s arcade humor where even the enemies stop to sunbathe or eat ramen until you show up. It's essentially a 16-bit action movie directed by a madman with an infinite budget for explosions and a love for the little details that make a world feel alive. This isn't just a game, it's the foundational DNA of every modern fighting game you've ever touched. Before this, fighting games were largely clunky experiments with inconsistent controls. The Champion Edition was the definitive turning point where Capcom finally listened to the fans and let us play as the four Grand Masters: Balrog, Vega, Sagat, and the dictator M. Bison. It perfected the triangle of moves that still governs the genre today: the Fireball to control space, the Dragon Punch to punish a jump, and the Hurricane Kick to close the gap. It's a mental chess match played at 60 frames per second. Even decades later, the physical weight of Ryu's jump and the sharp snap of Guile's sonic boom feel exactly how a fighting game should feel. It's the title that turned arcades from quiet corners into roaring competitive arenas, and it still demands your respect every time you pick up the controller.
Time warp from which you will never return.
If you grew up in the 90s, this game smells like greasy pepperoni pizza and damp arcade carpet. Cowabunga! This is the gold standard of the beat-em-up genre, period. Konami took the turtles and threw them through a literal time warp, sending you from prehistoric dinosaur lands to futuristic neon bases on a starbase. The genius is in the tactile feedback, grabbing a foot soldier by the arm and slamming him left to right into the pavement. Or the iconic screen throw, where you toss an enemy directly at the camera lens to clear the stage. It's the ultimate 4-player power trip. With a legendary soundtrack that pushes the 16-bit sound chip to its absolute limit, it proves you don't need complex 50-hit combos when you have a bow staff and 3 best friends at your side. It is pure, unadulterated Saturday morning cartoon magic captured in code. It's not a race against a pack of aggressive drivers. It's a high-speed date with a Ferrari and a pixelated sunset. The iconic FM synth bass line of Magical Sound Shower, OutRun invented the concept of vibing decades before it became a social media term. You start by choosing your own radio station on the dashboard. Then you floor it through a series of branching paths across romanticized Europe. There's no traditional finish line, only checkpoints in the pursuit of a new horizon. The SEGA AGES version on Switch is the holy grail because it runs at a silky smooth 60 frames per second, double the frame rate of the original 1986 arcade hardware, making the swaying palm trees and coastal turns feel like a high-speed dream. It captures the blue sky aesthetic of Sega's golden era, offering a sense of freedom and optimism that modern, realistic simulators often trade for technical complexity. It's about the journey, the music, and the girl in the passenger seat. This is the quote-unquote swan song of the 16-bit era, the absolute mechanical limit of what 2D hardware was capable of. This is arguably the most technical and polished fighter on this list. Set years after the original Fatal Fury, it introduces the Just Defend system. If you block at the exact millisecond of impact, you regain a sliver of health and can counterattack instantly. The animations are so fluid they look like liquid silk, showcasing a level of detail usually reserved for feature films. It's a game of high-level spacing and nerves of steel. Every character feels heavy and distinct, and the TOP system lets you choose which specific section of your health bar grants you extra damage and unique moves, adding a layer of strategic gambling to every single round. It's a masterpiece that proved SNK could stand toe-to-toe with anything Capcom put on the market. "Bury me with my money!" The greatest, most defiant death quote in gaming history. Imagine a Western movie, directed by a neon-obsessed animator. You choose from 4 bounty hunters, Steve, Billy, Bob, or the fan favorite Cormano in his bright pink poncho, and blast your way through a stylized, hyper-colored frontier. You'll find yourself running across the backs of a stampeding herd of cattle, dodging massive explosions in a burning mountain pass, and taking down corrupt sheriffs who look like they walked off a movie set. It's fast, it's unashamedly weird, and the 16-bit colors pop so hard they almost hurt your eyes. It's a run-and-gun classic that traded the gritty realism of soldiers for the flamboyant swagger of a bounty hunter. And it's still the most stylish way to play cowboy on the Nintendo Switch. Metro City is rotting from the inside out. The gangs have taken over, and your only solution is a 300-pound spinning pile driver. This is the game that defined the urban brawler. You've got the mayor of Metro City, Mike Hagar, who is basically a pro wrestler in dress slacks, teaming up with Cody and Guy to save his kidnapped daughter from the Mad Gear Gang. It's all about crowd control and spatial awareness. You're constantly managing enemies on both sides of the screen, using found weapons like lead pipes and katanas to survive the night. The impact of the hits is legendary. You can practically feel the crunch of the sprites when you land a heavy punch. It's simple, brutal, and provides an incredible sense of catharsis as you clear the streets one punch at a time. It's the ultimate tough guy simulator. There are shoot-'em-ups, and then there is the screen-filling, pre-rendered carnage of Blazing Star. In the late 90s, SNK used a clever pre-rendering trick to make 16-bit sprites look like 3D models, and Blazing Star is the masterpiece of that visual experiment. It's a horizontal shooter where the screen is perpetually filled with popcorn enemies and massive multi-part bosses that take up the entire play area. The weapon system is incredibly deep. You can tap the fire button for a rapid-fire spread, or hold it down to charge a massive blast that clears the entire horizon. It's famous for its frantic energy, its soaring synth soundtrack, and its charmingly broken English voice clips that scream, "Bonus!" or "You fail it!" with equal enthusiasm. It is a sensory overload in the best way possible. Imagine air hockey, but with over-the-top anime superpowers and 1994 neon jumpsuits. Shink! Windjammers is a sports game built for people who love the intensity of fighting games. Two players face off across a net in various courts, from sandy beaches to concrete stadiums, throwing a high-tech frisbee at over 100 miles per hour. The depth comes from the curves and the specials. You can slide across the sand, catch a flaming disc, and launch a vertical super throw that bounces off the walls like a deadly pinball. It's a game of pure reflexes and psychology. One mistake, one misread of a bounce, and the disc is in your goal. It's the ultimate one-more match game that creates those legendary shouting at the TV moments with friends. It's retro sports perfection. This is the greatest hits album of the arcade fighting world. All the stars, none of the filler. While other fighting games focused on the traditional one-on-one format, KOF changed everything with its signature 3-on-3 team battles. The 98 edition is widely considered the dream match because it ignores the series' convoluted plot to bring back every fan-favorite character for one massive tournament. The balance is near perfect, allowing you to choose between advanced and extra styles to fit your personal playstyle, whether you like aggressive, meter-burning rushes or a more defensive classic approach. It's stylish, the character designs are iconic, and the jazz fusion soundtrack is pure 16-bit perfection. It's not just a fighting game, it's a celebration of SNK's entire legacy.
It's a top-down, 360-degree war zone where the path you choose determines the fate of the world. Most 16-bit shooters lock you into a side-scrolling perspective. Shock Troopers breaks the mold by giving you full 8-way movement and a bird's-eye view of the battlefield. You can play as a lone wolf or in team battle mode, where you can cycle through 3 different soldiers, each with unique grenades and movement speeds on the fly. The level of detail in the environments is staggering, from jungle river crossings to gunfights on top of moving mountain trains. It feels like a high-octane tactical action movie where you are the director, deciding whether to take the mountain pass or the valley route to infiltrate the enemy's final fortress. It's chunky, loud, and incredibly replayable. You are Joe Musashi, the ultimate master ninja, and the world is your 16-bit obstacle course. This is a game of extreme patience and sudden, lethal strikes. Unlike the frantic, bullet-heavy pace of Metal Slug, Shinobi III is about knowing exactly when to throw a single shuriken and when to use your double jump to clear a row of bamboo spikes. The legendary soundtrack, composed by Yuzo Koshiro, blends traditional Japanese instruments with 90s house and techno beats, creating an atmosphere that feels both dangerous and incredibly sophisticated. It's a masterclass in level design, forcing you to use your limited ninpo magic spells sparingly to survive some of the toughest, most imaginative boss fights in arcade history. It's the definition of cool in the 16-bit era. It is the most deceptively adorable way to accidentally lose 3 hours of your life on a Tuesday night. The premise is deceptively simple. You're a tiny green dinosaur named Bub, and you're launching colored bubbles at a ceiling that is slowly, relentlessly crushing you. But the real depth is in the physics and the greed of the player. You have to account for tricky wall bounces and aim for drop shots, where popping a single anchor group causes a massive cluster of 50 other bubbles to fall with them. The dopamine hit of a perfect bank shot that clears the entire screen is a universal feeling. It's the ultimate palate cleanser game, perfect for a quick 5-minute break in handheld mode or a heated local tournament with a friend who claims they don't play video games.